Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. Inflation zoomed to 6.1% in June, the fastest rate in over 3 years. According to data from the Philippine Statistics Authority, the last time inflation hit this level was back in November of 2018. The PSA said rising prices of petroleum products and basic food commodities continue to drive up inflation. The weak peso is also seen to further fan inflation. National statistician Dennis Mapa says that prices of commodities are expected to keep rising in the coming months.
Sa tingin namin, medyo hindi pa natin naabot yung peak, ano? At based on initial information on the ground, nakikita pa rin namin na may initial, particularly dito sa food products, na patuloy yung pagtaas.
And health experts are raising the alarm over the rising dengue cases in the country. Infectious diseases expert Dr. Ronjean Solante told Radyo 5 that there are now 52,000 dengue cases in the country, higher than the 10,000 cases recorded in the same period last year. Solante added that most of the patients admitted in hospitals are aged 15 and below. Most of these dengue cases were also recorded in the Visayas and Mindanao. Because of this, Solante is advising parents to immediately bring their children to the hospital once they start experiencing or showing dengue symptoms.
Importante yung awareness at this point in time sa ganitong klaseng infection dengue because meron tayong findings before the pandemic 2018. Tumataas yung mortality namamatay ng mga kaso ng dengue, especially the children and adolescent dahil late ang pagpunta nila sa mga hospital, So late consultation. Napaka-importante ang early consultation.
Meanwhile, Solante said that there have not been any talks on the use of dengue vaccines. Recall that the Philippines terminated its use of the Dengvaxia vaccine after alleged complications and deaths resulting from its use.
Kasama talaga yan sa mga iniisip natin ngayon na paano natin paigtingin ang prevention. Maliban doon na maiwasan natin yung paglinis ng environment at saka maiwasan na makagat ka ng lamok, but siguro part of that is the availability of a dengue vaccine.
And hospital groups are now on the fence about increasing nurses' wages, saying the additional cost will just fall on patients. Camille Samonte with the report.
The Filipino Nurses United wants to present their 10-point nurses agenda to the administration of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. This includes the request to increase the entry salary of nurses to 50,000 a month in both public and private hospitals. In an interview at Ted Filon at DJ Chachas in Radyo 5, Jocelyn Andamo of FNU said nurses are overworked and are not getting paid enough. This is one of the reasons why many nurses are choosing to go abroad instead. Based on their data, out of the 900,000 licensed nurses in the country, 600,000 of them are already working abroad. This as the entry-level salary of nurses in private hospitals here is only at a minimum wage, while those in public hospitals are receiving salary grade 15 or 35,000 pesos.
Napakaliit nito para i-sustain o i-support niya ang sarili niya or lalo na ang pamilya niya na naghihirap o maraming unemployed lalo na ngayon merong crisis tayo tapos sobrang taas ng inflation rate. So ito ay malaking suporta sa mga nurses para mabigyan sila ng assurance at sinasabi na yung concrete na pangangalaga sa ating mga nurses.
However, the Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines believes most hospitals will not be able to provide the higher wages nurses are asking for.
Medyo mabigat po yun. Siguro po, maraming meron na pong mga nagre-receive ng ganyan na kalalaki. Pero siguro ito yung mga senior nurses, mga supervisor, mga head nurses, at saka may mga mataas pong katungkulan sa ospital, kaya nakaabot na sila ng ganun. Pero yung sasabihin po nyo na entry level, unang pasok nila, 50,000, medyo po yun, masyado pong malaki yun at hindi po kakayanin ng ating mga ospital yun.
Patients could also likely shoulder the burden since hospitals will be forced to increase their cost of services.
Ang question kasi is kakayanin ba ng pasyente? Kasi hindi naman ospital ang magbabayad dyan, kundi mga pasyente, di ba? Sa private hospitals. Kahit sa government hospital naman, ultimately mga tao rin.
Hospital groups believe that providing subsidy for small hospitals could be a temporary solution. For now, they admit that they cannot prevent nurses from going abroad, where they can earn 60,000 to 100 pesos a month. For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
One News Now will be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here. Team opened their AFF Women's Championship campaign with a momentum-building win over Australia. Marty Bautista with the details.
Narang looking for Bolden. Oh, and there it is! It falls in!
It's been 3 years since the Philippine women's football team played on home soil. Serena Bolden, in particular, was part of the 2019 SEA Games team that failed to medal back when it was hosted by the country. Now the Filipinas got their much-needed rebound after beating Australia 1-0 to open their AFF Women's Championship campaign at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Playing in front of an estimated 1,000 people, the Filipinas pulled off their first win against Australia in program history.
Whatever happens, it goes down as a goal, and it's 1-0 to the Philippines. At the moment,
Bolden scored a header off of Ava Madarang's throw-in at the hour mark to get their first points of the match. The Matildas, bannered by youth players from the under-23 team, couldn't score off several opportunities, in huge part due to the Philippines' solid defense. After the game, Bolden raved about the team's growth.
The growth of how far this team has come. Last time we were here, losing, and I'm remembering how heartbreaking that feeling was, but now starting a tournament, winning, it means so much. And for me, and I can speak for the other girls too, we just want to continue to grow and get better because we have a World Cup coming up.
The win earned them 3 points in Group A, which also features Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand. For head coach Alan Stacic, this is just one game and there's more work to be done.
So we had 3 or 4 good chances in the second half. I thought we could have went 2-0 up or 3-0 up during that half. So we showed how much we've improved, but I'm always greedy, as all the players know. We just know that this is the point we're at now and how much harder we need to work to improve to become a real force at the World Cup. So this is a good build.
The women's team returns to action this Wednesday, July 6 against Singapore. Catch it live at the Rizal Memorial Stadium at 7 p.m. or on One Sports and Signal TV. For News 5, Marty Bautista, we are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. President Bongbong Marcos presided over his first cabinet meeting today. Key items to be discussed include issues on agriculture, finance, transportation, and education. Social Welfare Secretary Erwin Tulfo has ordered a review of the list of beneficiaries of the Pantawid Pamilya Pilipino program, or 4Ps. Tulfo said there are some who are able to receive cash assistance, but are not part of the eligible beneficiaries. And the National Museum has reopened to the public days after hosting the inauguration of President Bongbong Marcos. The museum is open daily from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., free of charge to the public. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.